Down episode number 85. I'm your co-host, actually going to be your host today because David decided to go fucking jump into a lake. No, I actually have no idea where he is, but I'm your co-host, Akil Patterson. I'm joined with Alex. As always, folks, we're here to bring the breakdown, but while we're doing it, we're going to remind you folks, today in the United States is election day, so go vote. Vote your conscience. So let's get to it.
Yeah, for sure. So just a heads up, Akil, I have with the audio coming in. Do you want to just leave it unmuted on your on the speaker side there, or is it gonna be brutal?
I really don't care.
Okay, cool.
Like it doesn't bother me one way or the other. As long, folks, you tell us at home if you want me to be unmuted or not. I mean, most of you don't care what I have to say anyway, so it doesn't matter. But for those few people who do care, you're the ones we're talking to. So good morning. You know, it's interesting that it's first thing in the morning. It's election day here in the United States, and the first thing I'm thinking about is that Dao Quan's passport was rendered invalid last week, but yet he's still traveling. Explain that to me.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, Do Kwon is. I mean, we don't even need to go too much into Do Kwon. I mean, he's gonna travel, but illegally. I would say that SBF is really just dominating everything right now. SBF is just I don't know if you saw what happened with FTX token last night. Did you see that? I feel
Yeah. I'm gonna get to that eventually,
yeah.
but I'm just wondering how the fuck is Dao Quan still traveling?
Dude, I asked myself the same thing. I don't know. I have no idea. If someone has some wisdom in regards to how this guy's traveling, please let us know, because I guess he's just doing it legally. I guess he's just paying someone under the table, doing a little skirt here and there. I think he was using some other countries with maybe more lenient travel rules as proxies to get into the certain country he was looking for. So, for instance, I think he went through Dubai and then to Singapore, allegedly. For instance, so I think he's just he's probably seasoned in this. He's probably.
But he's in Europe right now. That's where I'm confused now. It's here this dude is, and he's legitimately just chilling out in Europe.
Yeah, that's Do Kwon is. I mean, I made so many memes about him. You ever watch Rush Hour 2?
Yeah.
You know when Jackie's on the bamboo very strong. That was Luna. That was Luna. It was short lived. Came tumbling down, straight to zero. And it was entertaining nonetheless. And speaking of entertainment, this is a perfect segue to the sponsor, guys. The breakdown number 85. We have Akil Patterson here. I am here to cover just for David. David is going to hopefully be with us later today. If not, it's okay. We love David. And we guys are powered by Unstoppable Domains. Grab yourself an NFT domain. And xSPECTAR. xSPECTAR, powered by Unreal Engine 5, built on XRP Ledger. Both companies doing some amazing stuff. Of course, not financial advice. Blah, 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 blah. But Do Kwon, I would say, I mean, let's see what people are saying on YouTube. Shout out to you guys on Spaces, but it's all about the YouTube. Minty says good morning.
Yeah, they're also saying, where's the wild guy? They're
Where's the wild
David? They said the wild dude, but I don't know who they're referring to. But if David's the wild one, does that mean I'm the timid, sophisticated, intelligent, thoughtful, well-mannered, and intellectual of this space? Because if so, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
You know what? Fuck Do Kwon.
Well, Do Kwon last night even has been suggesting that there should be an alliance formed between Terra 2.0 and Terra Classic. Yo, that's like asking you to go, hey, your abusive ex says just come back. Fuck no.
Yeah, that's just I didn't like how that played out. I didn't like that they did the fork. Luna V2 when it launched just dumped. Luna Classic has basically become the embodiment of like Safe Moon meme, trash, diarrhea. Like it's become like a combination of everything. Just making sure we're on Twitter, good YouTube. Happy Gizmo says, when CZ and Sam touching tips to resolve this? Whew. Okay, that escalated.
Guys,
That escalated.
I know everybody wants. Listen, I know everybody wants to get to the CZ drama, right?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
But yeah,
We'll
you
get
know
there.
what?
It's a
It's
crescendo.
literally. Well, first off, you got to have some foreplay, right? You got to have a little love making, a little intimacy, a little foot rub. Okay, we're doing the foot rub right now. We'll get to the full penetration in a minute, but give me some time because
Yeah.
I need to wake up still. Remember, it's like
I gotta wake up still too, man. I got this. I don't even drink much coffee, man. I got that black. I got that black coffee.
well, black excellence is the only way to have coffee. That's this guy. But no, Daquan, $79 million lawsuit in South Korea, still manages to fly all over the world and is also just a colossal waste of space.
Hmm.
Um, so, Daquan, keep running
Yeah.
because they're going to find your little ass one day.
I mean, if this was you ever watched whatever, I won't get to that. I won't get to. We'll get to that. We'll get to the juicy details, like has said regarding CZ and Mr. SBF Edward Scissorhands crypto madman, in due time.
Yeah.
We'll get
All
there in
right.
due
So,
time.
yeah, I can lay off of CZ for now, but it looks like oh god the chief tweet, is that what he calls himself, the chief tweety.
I don't know, man. He's the master troll.
Okay,
Chief
no,
Twit.
it's actually, yeah, chief
Chief Twit.
tweet chief, man, it's like saying Chief Keef without the Twitter.
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
go with
so
that. No, hold up. Can we just call him Chief Keef? Actually, no, that's an insult to Chief Keef.
yeah, that is it. It's
Actually,
also
for the
Chief Keef.
longest time, I was trying to remember Chief Keef. I'm glad you brought up Chief Keef.
Yeah,
Shout
but
out Chief
it's
Keef.
yeah, shout out to the homie there, but yeah, the chief tweet, Elon Musk, full, I mean, just had a full week of just the constant bereavement, like back and forth about everything this last 2 weeks. He goes from free speech to comedians can't tell jokes about him. He says that Twitter is hemorrhaging money, lays off like 90% of the workforce, but then says they've never seen as many people on Twitter than ever before. It's like, well, which one is it, motherfucker? Pick a goddamn lane. Is it that it's the greatest thing ever or it's the worst thing ever? Just please pick, dude. Like, everyone just wants you to pick. I mean, you're real comfortable picking a political party when it suited your needs because you don't like paying fucking taxes. And I don't care what anybody says, all you little bitches out there like, he ain't paying $11 billion in taxes. Man, fuck him. Fuck his tax breaks. I don't give a shit. You all want to suck his nuts. Go right on ahead. Go right on ahead and consume as much human fluid as you can of Elon Musk. But at the end of the day, I just want to know what is going on. All right, is it making money or is it not making money? And is he going to take this public again? Which I'm pretty sure at this point he's going to end up taking this public. I've been wrong before, though, trust me. But I'd like to know what is going on with the chief tweet, Elon Musk, and his inconsistency of telling people what the fuck is going on.
I actually, you know what? Like, I don't agree with everything.
Turn that on. I don't agree with everything that you say, Keel, but like in this context, like with like the shady shit with these billionaires, and like I think sometimes everyone's like, oh, but he paid his taxes, he's a good man, he's doing this, but like, yeah, I think it's a little bit chaotic Um, he's very unpredictable, and I don't know where it's headed, but he's definitely odd. He's definitely provocateur. He I don't know. I don't know. Like he's trying to play both sides. He did say how he stands politically. He was voting Democrat up until whatever. I think there was a tweet just recently by him. But honestly, he's just posting so often. Like, what is he even doing? Is he just sitting tweeting like and firing people? Um, I wouldn't like to see like tons of assets like you shouldn't be firing like your high quality people. Hopefully it's not like he's coming in firing tons of people and then backpedaling and backstepping because allegedly people are saying that some of the people he laid off are going to come back again, like nothing confirmed yet. um, but I would say that like Elon Musk is a really strange one. Like you said, like how can you be a proponent of free speech but then kind of like bend and twist it kind of when you see fit, right? Like there has to be consistency. I guess for him, he's just a joker. He's I think Twitter is really showcasing this more and more. It's kind of like showing that he's very much a jester at the end of the day. I think people credit him too much as an inventor and like this guy, but I don't know. I guess he's just I like him, but you know, to have that amount of money, you had to have done some sus shit.
Yeah. I mean, I say it relatively consistently is that if you have done something truly like amazing, like, oh my God, I made the car. Well, yeah, man, we'd all give you respect for that. But building a business, building brands, not the same. Like, he's doing it for profit. He's doing it because he's bored. I mean, I don't know a CEO, and I'm going to say this. I do not know a CEO that has tweeted this goddamn much. And let's remember, Jack didn't even tweet this much. And he founded the company. He built this thing.
Facts.
And he didn't even tweet this damn much. That's where I'm at. It's like, look, and I see what Haley's saying is they're two different things. Haley, they're not two different things. If Elon Musk would have kept his mouth shut and allowed the investors to be like, look, man, are you gonna do what you're gonna say you're gonna do? Because it wasn't 24 hours after he sends this long, detailed email or letter in which I read here on this show, and I gave him his props. I said, I hope he does what's right. Is that he would denounce all this hate and anti-Semitic and racist speech that was going up on the platform at rampant because he said free speech. And free speech, let me just tell you all, free speech to some of you ain't free speech. Hate speech is not protected. You need to learn a thing or two about how your Constitution fucking works. Go read it once or twice. It's not free speech that just sits there in alone, right? You can have free speech, but hate speech is not protected under the law. So when you talk hate speech and you're like, but I was just talking my mind. That was my opinion. You can say your opinion. Doesn't mean that you're not free from the ramifications of that opinion. That is the difference. You cannot say free speech and not think there will be consequences because, hey, as the line says, if you fuck around, you're going to find out. And that doesn't mean Karen's going to call the cops on me. It means you're going to get your ass handed to you. So stop thinking that free speech means you do whatever you want. You say whatever you want to whoever you want without consequences. That ain't the real world. If you want to talk about the real world, is that you can call somebody a motherfucker if you want to, but if that motherfucker smacks you in your mouth, guess what? You probably shouldn't have said it to them. You didn't know they were having a bad day. That is what free speech really means. The king of all media, Howard Stern, the other night was talking about the same thing. Howard Stern, a true believer in free speech, because he just wanted to be like, look, I shouldn't be paying fines for cussing on the radio. You know, there was a time when what was his name? What was the comedian? The comedian with the bald head. He said the 7 things you can't say on television or 7 things you can't say on radio. What was his name? George Carlin. George Carlin. George Carlin said that. He's like, look, if you're gonna talk the talk, then get ready to get hit. In the discussion. So look, Elon, do whatever you want as a human, but don't get it twisted. Free speech don't mean people can be anti-Semitic, anti-LGBT, discriminatory and against black people and Asians and everyone else. Because guess what? They gonna keep fucking around. They gonna keep finding out. That's my rant on this subject matter.
I agree. Nothing in life is free. There's no such thing as free. And there's no freedom of consequence, be it good or bad. So the crazy, there you go. You see even my categories. So even when you say something like to someone, you're gonna if you say something and you're doing if you're capping, you're trolling, you're gonna deal with those consequences in real life. But too many people have gone to their keyboards and they think that there's no repercussions for their griefing, for their trolling, and we'll have to see how he balances this, like, because at the end of the day, like, he wants freedom of speech, but obviously there's going to be an escalation in hate speech and discrimination and anti-Semitism and all that stuff. Of course, we saw Kanye is now like more active now on Twitter. He's posting after like a month. You know, is he gonna do anything of that? There's rumors that Trump is going to be coming back to Twitter. Trump says he doesn't want to come back to Twitter. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's like, it's going to be interesting to see how he handles it. I mean, CZ says that Elon handles pressure really well. But like you said, I've never seen a CEO tweet this much as he does. Like, it's like I'm watching like a 12-year-old kid in a candy store have a freaking, it's like he ate a bunch of candy and he's just going full-blown dumbass. Like, and I'm not saying this to like insult Elon. Like, I like the things that he does, but like just calm down, Elon. Like, just calm down. Maybe don't post like 30 times at once. And I liked Jack. I actually liked Jack. I liked that Jack was like calculated. You never knew what he was like, what he was gonna do. You didn't really truly know what's his stance on Bitcoin, what's his stance on this. And there's a lot of power in silence. There's a lot of power in like in the way that Jack conveyed himself, in the way that he prepared himself, in the way he was perceived in the public. I feel like he was really well respected, and I think he did a really good job trying to like move the platform forward given the pressure put on him. But maybe Elon, maybe it'll come crashing down. Maybe my cat knows. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. Obviously, I want, like, the TLDR for me is like, I want Elon to do good. I want the platform to blossom and appeal to most people. But this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough with the elections going on, with all the things surrounding it. This is not going to be an easy job to fill, and getting the trust of the team, because like, who knows what the morale of the team, Akil, is like. Like, do they hate him? Is there resentment in the team? Are they going to conspire against him? Do they all love him? How do they feel about people getting laid off? Right? Politics inside of a team. It's one thing to just be like, la 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 la, I'm Elon, I'm cool. Okay, guys, I drained the swamp. Let's get rolling. But what's the actual atmosphere inside Twitter as a company? And we won't know. Like, we won't know until time reveals, and we see kind of what are the effects of that.
Yeah,
Rocky's right. Yeah, cat's going nuts. Yeah, and congrats, Rocky. I saw you said something about you made it through surgery. So congrats, man. Good for you. I hope your health is doing good. Wish you the best, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Rocky, welcome back. I'm glad you had a safe surgery. And when I get back to free speech, so there are limits to free speech, right? There are 3 effective limits to free speech. It's time, place, and the manner. All right. So the limitations of free speech are based on your time, the place, and the manner. The time in which you are actually saying it. So if you go into, again, this all goes back to kind of like that whole you can't walk into a crowded theater, right? So you've walked into a theater. Everyone's seated down. They're watching a movie. You're in a place, right? That's the place. You're in a theater. Then you scream fire. And then everyone runs out, and somebody during that process is harmed. Guess what? Your free speech didn't mean shit. Guess what? Your ass, you about to lose your job. That's what you getting about. You about to lose whatever you have because they're going to sue you. And the reason why they can sue you is because you knew that it would be detrimentally harmful to others at that moment if you yelled fire, because a human's natural reaction is when they hear fire or they smell smoke, they either run away from it or they try to look at where it is, causing a uproar or a riot. You cannot do those things. The same way as here, you know that if you send out a massive tweet about anything, your company, a security, a non-security, a crypto, just anything, and then people start buying it at your request, or maybe because you falsified information about an evaluation, guess what? That is not free speech. You are limited because you knew that the time and the manner in which you did it would cause significant harm or benefit to yourself. Folks, all right? I'm not against free speech.
It's about common sense. Like Mikey says, um, cat's going crazy, man. Mikey says there are no limits. It's free speech. Does everyone have to agree? No. Well, I'd love to see what happens to you when you go yell fire in a theater, and you're like, but mommy, it's free speech. Fire, fire. I can say it. First Amendment. I can say it. Like, no. Can't tell people they can't speak because others may not fire or not. No. It's about actually like common sense. It's about common sense. Like the same way you wouldn't go to like I think that's the best example. The theater is the best example. You're not going to go inside a theater and yell that. And like if you do, please record it and do it, because you wouldn't. The reality is you wouldn't, because you know that there are consequences with that.
So here are the limitations to free speech once again. So you're, first off, the free speech thing is between, it's a constitution between you and your government. It has nothing to do with me, right? Your government cannot censure you for that. That is what it is. There are limitations to free speech. And if you don't believe me, just go to law school and study constitutional law. Then come back and then tell me there are no limits to free speech. Just if you can do that, if any of you at home or listening can go take a constitutional class and then come back and say there are no limits to free speech, I will admit I'm wrong. But if you can't, then guess what? There are limitations to free speech. Again, I'm not saying you can't say it. What I'm saying is that the government has the constitution between you and the government, right? It is between the government respecting you, not anything else. Oh Lord, here he comes. Here he comes.
Shut up.
Yo, we got no audio, man. You got the leaf blower?
Shut up already. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Elon.
David, we don't know. We hearing David?
Elon does this and that, and Elon does this and that. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Use a hoe.
Welcome to the breakdown, episode 85. Thank you very much, Alex, for helping out here today. As I'm currently outside because my office is being redone, and I gotta hear this some bitch as I'm working out. I was actually working out also, hearing you cry, Elon, I don't care what party you vote for, Elon. Hey, Elon. Shut up. Shut up. How about that?
Yo,
And
David,
also, I
you're
might not
muted
even
on
be live for our studio
you're muted on
audience.
Spaces.
In Spaces, right? Yeah, hold on. Let me motherfucker him in there also. Hold on one second.
No worries.
David is just talking about how much of a bitch he is.
Hello. My name is Akil Patterson, and I'm here to complain today. You're a freaking Karen. That's what you are. Karen. Karen. That's right. The crazy guy's here today. First of all, we're going to be talking about random shit like FTX. Apparently, they've stopped withdrawals, and this entire space is clapping. Meanwhile, what are you clapping about? What are you clapping about? This is what you really want to see? Is this really what you want to see? No, you don't. Second, first of all, I agree. This is going to be crazy. I'm going to agree about the Elon thing. Elon is running around here like a little boy. Like he is all over the place running around $8. Yo, stop trolling us, man. Stop trolling it. Hey, nobody cares. Yo, honestly, all you non-famous people or all you people that talk about the elites, you want to be elite. Congratulations. You got a check mark. I don't know what's going to do for you, but God bless you. Okay. And what else? Him running around being a little boy about it, bro, like it's turning me off the platform. I feel like going on Instagram, getting naked and filtering myself. Like that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to hit the Reddit boards. I'm still gonna get trolled on there, just like I do on Twitter. What's the difference? What's the difference? Nobody got a goddamn check mark on there.
David, you gonna make your own platform? Only Dave?
Only David. I'm gonna make my own platform called Only David. That's right.
Oh, that is freaky.
And then we have the library case. Nobody's talking about the library case at all.
Who cares, man? No. Fuck that library BS. It's another
Oh no!
All this stuff's coming out. It's like it's just more of the same.
Yo, library loss.
FTX is doing Alex Mashinsky type beat. Gary Gensler is coming out of the swamp of Lord of the Rings, Sauron, Goblin Cave. It's like the same story, but like a different flavor. It feels like.
Listen, library losing to me personally. First of all, the judge, is he ancient? Is he like from Egyptian times that he's still like he has a magical spell that has him into this freaking century? Like, are you serious? Has anybody read this? That's why we'll bring on John Deaton at around 10:30 so he can go ahead and speak about this subject. Or is it 10:15 or 10:30? Which one is it? 10:30, right? 10:30 we'll have John Deaton on here to go ahead and talk about it.
All you did was send everybody.
Why can't I hear Akil? He pretends like he has a microphone.
Go fuck yourself.
Hold on.
How do you not hear me?
Say that again.
How do you not hear me?
Oh, now I hear you.
Okay. All I was saying is that how would I know what time he's coming on? Because all you did was tell me was to get ready because my brain is so masterful, and you finally brought somebody that has a comparative brain to mine. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to actually asking real legit questions of a seasoned attorney to actually get down and dirty with this Howie test that keeps popping up everywhere, and they still gave no fucking clarity for it.
First of all, I didn't bring on, if I was going to bring on somebody with your attention span, I'd bring on Beetlejuice. That didn't happen. So sit back, relax, don't get too cocky.
Well, honestly, if we consider it, when you say Beetlejuice, I feel like SBF is like a cross between Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands with a touch of Do Kwon. So,
all right. So are we going to this now? Are we going into Do Kwon?
Yeah, let's go.
I was going to hold off on Do Kwon a little bit, but
let's go with John Deaton because I really want to talk about. I want to talk about the library case, man, because that's a big thing, man. So, the win. I think I'm gonna fly away, man. This win is crazy, bro.
Hold on. It is the middle of November, and all you have, like, you're sitting out in what, like 70-degree weather?
It's not 70. It's like 50. It was 70 yesterday.
Oh, 70 yesterday.
And there's a major conspiracy here with the Powerball thing. Yo, what's up with the Powerball? We know somebody. I'm gonna tell you right now, somebody in Mississippi living in a trailer park is gonna win Powerball. Mark my words. 3 teeth, 75 years old.
And they're gonna die, right?
Yo, what's wrong with you? Oh
What? You said they're 75.
Jesus Lord.
Look, all I want to know is, so we are in 2022, and you're telling me the same fucking machine that my grandmother uses in bingo had a malfunction?
Listen.
Guys, I'm getting feedback when I unmute on my phone, so just unmute and mute on your device on Twitter. I brought John up on Spaces.
Did we send John the link for the YouTube or no?
Let me send it to him from G Media.
So John, for me personally, John has become like this expert now on, obviously he's led the charge for the XRP army, and Ripple, sooner or later in the next few months, we'll have a decision on Ripple with that SEC case. And obviously I'm praying here that Ripple wins, because it's a hell of a thing if it does. But this library case, man, I don't get it. I really don't get it, man. We're trying to kick out all our innovators, man. The United States is really trying its hardest to go ahead and kick out every single innovator and have us go to Dubai and stuff. Countries that are more open about having cryptocurrency, and not even cryptocurrency, just protocols being built. Innovation is what we don't like here in the United States of America, or at least it seems like.
I sent a invite link to John. He's on Spaces. He's on Restream, and because I'm wearing headphones, if I leave, like, I can't get the audio from this playing into Spaces. So you guys are mute on Spaces. It's just a heads up.
Thank you for that long dissertation on how echo feedback works and muting.
Very nice. Very nice, I like. Dude, at this point, Borat. We need Borat. We need Sacha Baron Cohen to save this goddamn abhorrent abomination diarrhea cryptocurrency market where you blink an eye and 100 new tokens are listed. I'm just getting tired of this shit. Let Bitcoin go to zero and let's do a reset.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
I know, dude. This is your best friend, David.
This is, I don't know. After today, might have to go ahead.
Send that to zero. Let's do a reset. Just burn the paper hands, man. Just burn it.
Well, until John gets here.
Yo, tell us about Omi. Tell us about Omi before we go.
You motherfuckers I've been holding back because you fuckers have been.
Shut up. Listen. I can't believe I was working out. I was trying to fix the connection. Obviously, I'm not gonna be in my goddamn office for a few days now. I'll be out here probably freezing to death. Not that you care, but nobody's saying anything about this SBF and CZ thing. First of all, I like CZ, but now I'm gonna call it how it is. Yo, what is going on? This echo is killing me, bro.
It's Alex.
So what I want to say is, with this SBF, hold on, let me turn this on and see if this works. With SBF and CZ, look, I don't care who you're siding with, who you like, who you don't like. It doesn't matter to me. This is bad for the industry. Like, this is really bad. It's bad. It's really fucking bad. Stop making excuses up. I don't give a fuck who you like. Again, I'm going to repeat it. This is bad for the industry because it makes it. If this happens to where FTX falls apart, this industry will suffer. And I'm not just talking about from the onset here where people lose money. I'm talking about the ripple effects that it will have from every single federal organization to Congress. It's going to be ridiculous, period. That's my personal opinion. So if you guys want to, I don't know, I see a bunch of broke ass motherfuckers rooting this on crypto Twitter.
They're awful.
Don't understand it. Stop fanboying. You're not winning points. The only person that made out with money here, yo, I'm gonna call it as it is. CZ. CZ is the only one who made out with money. You didn't make out with shit.
Yep.
You ain't make out with shit, and you out here banging the drums and shit. You sound stupid. You sound really stupid. And rooting for CBF to go ahead and fail and FTX to go ahead and go down with it, stupid. Do I like market manipulation? No, absolutely not. But you think it doesn't happen on both sides? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You're sitting here thinking that FTX is the only one doing some stupid shit? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Unfollow me, please.
You know what, David? I'm jumping in now because David is 182% right. If you look at this from a just a purely apolitical, neutral, non-discriminatory way, this is awful, CZ. And although I believe that CZ is a much better humanitarian than some in our space, it's still a bad look. Listen, what Sam is doing is he's leveraging, and I said it from the jump, he's leveraging his relationships with politicians in DC to get the most he can out of this. And at the end of the day, that is what he will do for what's best for his company. But when you start recognizing that they're publicly having a beef and everybody in Congress is watching, they're just going to sit back. And rather you like somebody or you don't, they're going to sit back and they're finally going to say, they can't get their shit together. Why should we even help them? That's what they do there. Trust me, I spent over a decade working with these folks. They're just going to be like, well, it's not a big issue because they're publicly fighting amongst themselves. Let them eat one another and we'll stay out of it until we have to jump in.
Or it gives just a reason to say, you know what, you guys can't regulate the space. We're going to regulate it for you. And you know what? We're not going to come in with crypto-friendly rules. We're going to come with harsh ones that will bottleneck your industry. But don't worry, we'll do good by you. Oh, and by the way, speaking of regulation, we have my favorite personally, John Deaton. John, what's going on, man? Thank you very much for getting up early. I think John.
Yeah.
John, just mute your stuff on Twitter and you'll be good.
Yeah. Just mute your mic on Twitter. We're all kind of just feeding through David's mic on Twitter. Here, I'll mute you.
The host gets to do it. I guess
I just muted him on Twitter.
No, you got to close yours off.
Yeah, you got to mute yourself. Everyone's got to be muted but David. Yeah. And then David can.
Yeah, I got food going through, so no worries.
Yeah. So.
John, are you good?
No, you just,
John. Unmute yourself on here.
Don't worry about Twitter. We got it on Twitter.
We'll figure it out. Just in the settings. In the audio, just see if it's picking up your mic.
Won't let him on mute.
Oh. What the?
That's interesting.
Hey, Alex, you need to mute yourself as well on Twitter. So it's all running. We're going to run through David's. Just FYI. We're running through David's. They won't let him unmute.
That's so weird.
They won't let him.
It must be SBF, man. I think SBF rugged his mic. We'll figure it out.
No, we won't, because you can't figure it out, and this is literally your job, Alex. We're not going to.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just teleport into his device.
So as we wait for John to come on, this is not a good situation. Again, I'm gonna be repetitive. It's not a good situation for crypto. Honestly, I got in like 10 plus years ago, and I've never seen so much immaturity happening in our space today. Like, I've gone on to read, like, I've been waiting to get onto the show, and I've never seen the amount of immaturity that I've seen in the past 3 days. The fanboying, the groupie shit. Like, what are you? You have no money. You're broke. You came here for generational wealth, and you're rooting on somebody to make more millions, like put more M's in their bank account. Like you're like seriously, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
David.
It's frustrating. You got a freaking space being held yesterday with a bunch of fucking maxis that came out of the woodworks because they disappeared after calling, Bitcoin to go to like $1 million per coin on the last run. They disappeared, took all their Bitcoin stuff out of their bios, and now they're back again, holding rooms, excited that FTX is going down, calling it. I called it. You called what? What are you calling? What are you calling? You guys really want to see this space like destroyed? Just because you're standing on this principle of Bitcoin and nothing else. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Nothing else but Bitcoin.
Hey,
But it was the arbitrage system, right? So for those of you who understand arbitrage, swing trading, whatever, he would buy a bunch of Bitcoin, sell it at a higher price. He did that for a long time. When people were saying he was pumping his bag for 2 years, it was unfair. That's not how he made his fucking money, people. It just wasn't. So the fact that you think that means that you didn't do your research enough to know that that's not how Sam made his money, and that this is also a problem. He was always one of those people who bought something low, sold it higher over here. He made billions. Then when everything in crypto was crashing, the guy came in and you're seal clapping for him. But now, because CZ and BitBoy have called him out on this thing, you're all like, oh, I hope he goes down. Well, if he goes down, let me tell you this. How many stadiums are going to have to pull the name FTX off of them? How many contracts will go defunct? How many times will you watch other companies go, we don't want your crypto stuff. We don't want your name on anything we do. Think about that while you sit there and you act like you're so much better than somebody. Think about everyone who's going to get screwed. Think about all the Voyager folks that are going to get screwed. Once again, people, you are so goddamn selfish that you forgot that there are other people that are impacted by the stupidity that you tweet about. For God's sakes, take 30 seconds and recognize that there is a problem and that we should solve it, but we don't need to be sitting there pumping up the conversation because we fail to have some intellectual conversations with ourselves. All right, I'm going to stop talking because our guest is finally back on. David, I'll let you do the introduction.
And this is one, again, like I say, like he's one of my favorite people in this space. He's a warrior, seriously. And I'm not just blowing smoke up his ass because, I don't do that to anybody. But he really has been a champion for, the XRP community, XRP army. John Deeden, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, David. Thanks for the kind words, brother. I appreciate it.
So, like, people were like sending me messages and asking me, like, who would you bring on, or can you bring somebody on to go ahead and specifically talk about Library and what happened? And they're like, can you get us a securities lawyer? I'm like, I know who to go to. Like, I don't need to search it out. I just need to bring John on. John, what the fuck happened with Library and this decision? Like, I'm looking at it. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney, but I'm just reading it. I don't get it. It looks like a dinosaur ruled on this.
Well, to answer your question, I was listening in before I went live. You asked how old the person is. I don't want to be an ageist, but much like our Congress, we have people post 80 years old, making decisions on blockchain technology. And this judge is, he's up there in age as well. And, the problem with and I'll be honest with you, I went to the oral argument and I've been, I interviewed on Crypto Law TV, the CEO of Library. I was trying to draw attention to it because I knew this judge is more of a government. I don't want to call him a government hack. I don't want to disrespect him completely, but he's somebody who usually favors the government if there is, if you give him something to hang his hat on for the government. And I got to tell you, David, this decision, when you read it, it's as if the SEC wrote it, and they don't distinguish between secondary market sales and direct sales by library. And that's a huge, huge issue. And I know a lot of people in the XRP community are panicking because there's language in there that if you equally apply it to the Ripple case, it would suggest that Ripple sunk, right? Because the judge said the fact that they held millions of tokens themselves signaled that they were going to develop the ecosystem and work hard and drive value up for the token. Well, Ripple doesn't have millions of XRP, they have billions of XRP. And he also said that it doesn't matter if some people buy it for consumption, right? LBC library tokens, when you think about it, it's really truly a utility token. I don't know, David, you're a trader, and I know you engage in that. I had never heard of library credits when I bought Bitcoin.
No, I'm being serious.
No, honestly, I was talking to he's a guy that works for Anthony Scaramucci. We were at an event, and he's a professional crypto trader. When I brought up library and LBC tokens, he said, "What the fuck is that?" Like, he had never heard of LBC, and he's a professional crypto trader. So people got to realize what I was saying is that why would the SEC, with all the pump and dumps going on in this world, with all the real fraud going on in this world, why would they pick a New Hampshire company that raised a couple $100,000 only, and legitimately most people are using it to access the platform? They're really not speculating, right? And so it's because the SEC got what they wanted. They got in front of a judge that is government friendly, and he wrote an opinion for them. And the reason XRP holders should not panic is this is a judge in New Hampshire that's in a completely different district. It's in what's called the First Circuit. In New York, that's the Southern District of New York, that's the Second Circuit. And believe it or not, each circuit has different precedent, different case law. And the library judge was following a case that the judge in New York in the Ripple case doesn't follow. The other thing that people need to realize is that the library attorney, he did not contest the first two prongs of the Howey test. Howey has 3 prongs, and the third prong is a 2-part test, or 2-prong element prong. And library's attorney, mistakenly, in my opinion, he didn't contest the first factor, which is an investment, and he didn't contest a common enterprise. And in the Ripple case, Ripple and XRP holders are all contesting. We're contesting every single factor, and the common enterprise is the weakest that the SEC has. And so I know a lot of people are out there on crypto Twitter, and there's even lawyers out there saying, oh, this is a death blow to crypto. It's one freaking judge in New Hampshire, and Judge Torres, who is the judge in the Ripple case, she doesn't have to even read this opinion. All right. She could rip it up. She could read it. She could say, oh, he makes a good point. Or she could read it and say, this guy makes no sense whatsoever. I'm not even going to finish reading it. That's what it had. That's the kind of impact that it may or may not have. And so people need to realize that. But comparing the library case to the Ripple case, if you do that and you're an XRP holder, you'll get worried. And I'm telling you not to be worried, because it's apples to oranges. It really is, between the tokens. For example, in library, the judge, the SEC basically said, look, here is a direct sell from library to a crypto investing firm, and they bought a couple 100 million LBCs and they put it in cold storage. That was a direct sell. And at that point, library only had 2 or 3 videos on their platform. They didn't have a really developed ecosystem. And so on that particular occasion, David, that transaction could be a security. Like, that may be very well a security under the Howey test. But the problem is the attorney didn't say, wait, judge, today there are over 15 million of videos on the Odyssey and library platform. It's a completely different situation. When you look at the Hinman speech, Hinman and Jay Clayton and Hester Peirce, they all talk about how a token could be a security in the beginning, But later, many years later, when the ecosystem is more developed and it's more sufficiently decentralized, it no longer is a token. And none of that was argued. So I believe the library case, as bad as it sounds, as bad as it reads, will ultimately not be as big of a deal as everybody finds it is today.
So John, we got a question in from the audience. I'm
Sure.
gonna ignore our favorite troll Hector because he also called you an idiot. So Hector, as normal, go fuck yourself. But here's what we got. There is this is not they're basically saying this is not true. It is persuasive authority. Can you talk about what persuasive authority and why the judge could or could not actually go back and read this? I know what it means, Hector. You can go kiss pound sand. I'm not going to read the rest of your shit. But can you explain why pervasive authority actually exists and what that really means and why the judge in the Ripple case can look at it or choose not to look at it?
It's a great question. You could call it persuasive authority or you could call it unpersuasive authority. It's the same thing. In other words, there's a difference between binding precedent, binding authority. So, for example, in the library case, when you read the opinion, the judge followed this SG case. And the SG case was a case in the First Circuit that followed on marketing. And the judge, even at the oral argument, said, my hands are tied by the SG case. And if you want to take issue with the SG case, you should take issue with it now. And the library attorney didn't take issue with it. And the judge followed that particular decision. When you go to the Second Circuit, where the Ripple case is, they have different case law, and the judge has to follow the precedent above her, which is the Second Circuit. So persuasive authority means the judge can disregard it or can think it's the best reasoned decision she ever read. It's up to her. And that's why I said she could begin reading it and then say, okay, this makes no sense to me. It's flawed legal reasoning. I'm not even going to finish it. Or she could really, really, consider it. Even if, listen, this would be a bigger deal if the judge who ruled in Telegram, Judge Castell, which is her friend in the Southern District, New York, had he made this ruling in the Southern District, New York, even though it still would be persuasive authority, it would be a bigger deal. But imagine, like, it's just like a senator in Alabama. A senator in Alabama says something, right, about abortion or anything like that. That doesn't mean a senator in New Hampshire has to agree with that senator in Alabama. You can consider it, you can reject it. And so people need to understand it's not binding in any way. Also, our arguments, though, unfortunately for library, they were left on a desert island by the industry. And I'm telling you, behind the scenes, I tried to draw attention to this case because I knew this judge was a good old boy, government kind of guy, and he was going to give the SEC what they wanted as long as it wasn't like, totally ridiculous type of claim. And so I was trying to get, industry players to do amicus briefs. I even flirted with the idea of doing one, but then it would look like I was a clout chaser. If I'm already in the XRP case and then I try to do something in the LBC case, it would look like John Deaton's just trying to, draw attention to John Deaton. So I didn't do that and tried to get people to pay attention to it because I knew if this day happened, you would get especially the XRP haters, the Max Kaisers of the world, for example, are going to be like, look, Ripple's dead. XRP's dead. This case is going to destroy all altcoins. And it's just not true. It's a bad blow. Don't get me wrong. It sucks. But it's just one judge in New Hampshire. That's all I'm getting at.
So here's where I'm worried about it. It's a good, bad thing. But if this case is appealed, doesn't this fall under Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson's jurisdiction? And if it goes to the Supreme Court, right, it challenges there.
David, where'd you find this guy? He acts like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, this guy, he's annoying, but he actually, I have to give him one piece of credit. He's knowledgeable about politics.
Yeah.
I just full disclosure, I did go to Washington University School of Law. So I'm not as dumb as David makes me out to be.
Yeah, well, no, that is definitely a legitimate concern, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know. I don't follow which Supreme Court justice, makes certain decisions, but that's up at obviously the Supreme Court level. The first stop would be the First Circuit, and the problem again is, and I believe if it gets appealed to the next level, which would be the First Circuit, then you would see a flood of amicus coming in. Coinbase would probably file an amicus brief. LBC holders could try to organize and file an amicus brief, because what needs to be established, guys, in this opinion, and it's the thing that bothers me the most, is that there's no distinction between secondary market sales. In my brief that I filed with Judge Torres, the XRP holders amicus brief, I challenged the SEC. I made a bold statement. I said that if the judge in New York agrees with the SEC, it would be the first time in history that a judge would find an investment contract when an XRP holder has no privity with the purchaser, with the seller. Usually for an investment contract, you have to have some kind of contact between the promoter and the buyer, right? So that's the point. And I even said that there's not one case in the entire country from the Supreme Court since 1946 or any appellate court in the United States where there's been an investment contract, aka a security, when there's been no privity whatsoever between the buyer and the seller. So when I go on Coinbase or I go on some other exchange and I buy XRP, I don't know that Ripple exists potentially, right? So how do you enter into a common enterprise with a company that you don't know exists? And we put in 3,000 affidavits to the court, guys, 3,000. And when you add all of it up, it comes out to be about 54% of first-time purchasers. They heard the name Ripple. XRP and Ripple was used interchangeably, but 50-some% of first-time purchasers of XRP were unaware of a company called Ripple that sold software to banks. That's a fact. Most people bought XRP because it was a top 4 crypto with a market cap with a low price, or they were using it for other reasons. That's the truth. So I ask you, how do you enter a common enterprise where you're going to rely on the efforts of a company you don't know exists? And that's a distinction that we're going to make, and we have made in the Ripple case that was not made in the library case.
I'm not a fanboy. I'm not riding nobody's jock. But, sir, you actually answered a question that has been consistently thrown my way, is how can you profit off of something that you didn't know was controlled by somebody else? You're like, I didn't know this. Like, yes, it might be on my Coinbase if I go in, and most people that buy crypto for the first time, they're not looking at the companies that are behind it. I couldn't tell you. Listen, when people were talking about Bored Apes and we're going in and we're buying Bored Apes, I wasn't looking at Yuga Labs.
Yeah.
So why would the court even assume that the people knew that? And again, they could have done all of their work by putting in the stamp or the logo or whatever else they did. But the people who were purchasing it were not driven by the company. They were driven by the information they were receiving by third-party sources, which are YouTubers, bloggers. I mean, because this isn't a traditional finance world where everything's laid out in a beautiful booklet and I have to submit 48 pages of documentation 6 weeks before I bring my board of directors in to vote on shit. This doesn't make any sense to me.
No, you're right. And this is what I point out. In the XRP case, the SEC says, oh, look, Ripple on their website, they told you where you could buy XRP. So what I did in our brief is I cited the videos and the articles on CNBC where CNBC showed people how to buy and acquire XRP. So someone who was watching that show may have relied on Coinbase, its advertisement, because when Coinbase listed XRP, they promoted the shit out of it. If you go back, and I put these in evidence, it said you could send money cross-border using USDC or XRP. They plastered that. There were articles about it. So there are people who bought XRP because they saw the Coinbase advertisements, or they saw Fast Money. Brian Kelly on Fast Money did a live demo where he showed you how to first buy Bitcoin or ETH, right, and then convert it to XRP. People may have purchased it because of those things and the things you're talking about, YouTube or Twitter. And so that's the problem. And in the library case, that was never challenged. The library lawyer went in saying, we're only contesting whether the third factor of Howey, and we concede the first two factors. And that was a critical mistake.
Yeah, that never, when in doubt, don't concede, folks. And that's something Absolutely. I even said. I said that when the former President Trump was talking about stuff. I was like, why would your legal team concede anything? Like, deny until you die, like the old Shaggy song. It wasn't me, caught him on car. Wasn't me, deny until you die. All right, David, sorry about that.
Do you think the SEC John, do you think the SEC is going to use the library case to try to throw it in here?
Oh, yeah. They're going to quote it, quote and verse. I mean, there's that section where, like I said, there's that section where the judge basically says, because library maintained and kept millions of LBC tokens, that sent a message that they would, they were aligned with the LBC holders and would drive the ecosystem, and which would drive the price. Well, they're going to quote that to the judge and say, look, the same thing applies here. And library had millions, hundreds of millions of LBC tokens. Ripple has billions. Same rationale, same argument applies. So no, this is a slam dunk victory for the SEC. No one could refute that. I believe, guys, if you told the SEC, write the opinion and the judge will sign it, I don't think they could have wrote it any better for them to try to make it apply to the Ripple case. And I know people started selling XRP when they heard this decision. But I would tell you, I know this sounds like self-promotion, but if you have any doubt, I know it's 30 pages, but read the brief that I filed. I guarantee you will feel better, and you will see, okay, there's no way that a jury is going to say that all XRP from the beginning of time until the future, that every single token, no matter who sells it, is a security, right? It's never going to happen. I point out in the brief, guys, that in 2014, the Government Accountability Office of the United States described XRP as a virtual currency and a decentralized payment system. All right. And then I cite all the other government entities that, like the FinCEN in 2015, that called it convertible virtual currency and made Ripple comply with the banking laws, not the securities laws. When you go through that history, there's no way that this judge, she could say that Ripple in 2013, when you sold $1 billion option contract to this fella, that could have been a security. But the SEC didn't charge that. They went with, we want all tokens, the token itself, to be declared a security. And I am extremely confident that this judge is never going to agree with that kind of sweeping allegation.
Library was an ICO, correct?
I don't think they had an ICO per se. They started selling. They create, it was pre-mined and they created, but then they started selling. I don't think it was like an initial coin offering where there was a period of time like Ethereum or others where the public generally could sell it. I think they just had specific sales to specific entities. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a public offering. And so the problem is, like I said, when they sold a couple 100 million tokens to an investment club, there were only 3 or 4 videos on the platform, and all of them were made by Library. Okay, and if you look at Howey, whether or not we should be applying 1930s and 40s law to blockchain technology is a different question. But if you do apply that law, you could make a valid case that particular sale was a security. All right, but fast forward, that was 2016. You fast forward today, and you're talking about just millions and millions and millions of people across the world accessing the platform, putting up their content, and it doesn't make the same sense that it did in those initial sales. But that lawyer and the library, they defended it a different way. And I hate to be like a Monday morning quarterback, and I hate to second guess people, because listen, I make up mistakes, I fuck up just like any other human being, but it was a critical mistake in my opinion.
I guess my last question is, your perception of Ripple, let's say, winning hasn't changed after this ruling yesterday?
Yeah. Here's what I would tell you. I am absolutely confident that the SEC will not win at summary judgment. Whether or not Ripple wins at summary judgment, I can't say with the same confidence. But I can tell you that the worst case scenario for XRP holders, the worst case scenario, in my opinion, is that the judge says a jury must decide certain facts. And so she denies the summary judgment for the SEC, but then says there needs to be a trial on factual issues. That's the worst case scenario, in my opinion.
All right.
You know, whether or not she's going to say Ripple wins. And in my amicus brief, what I did is I didn't file in support of Ripple like other people. I filed in opposition of the SEC. But at the end, I say to her, look, Judge, no reasonable jury would conclude that all XRP, including in the secondary market where people don't know anything about Ripple, that those are all investment contracts with Ripple, especially in countries like Japan, Switzerland, Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, where XRP has been deemed a legal form of currency and a medium of exchange and not a security.
It's crazy. So many people have come together, big companies, big names, Coinbase. I'm just going to throw one out there to go ahead and come out in support of, Ripple in this case. I'm just wondering to see if that'll have any effect in the judge's ruling towards giving a victory stamp for Ripple and changing the entire landscape of our crypto industry.
Well, absolutely, because the judge already knew that there was this huge public interest. But when you have 12 different amici curiae coming in, from thousands of token holders to exchanges to industry players, and they're all saying to the judge the same thing, which is really the SEC is trying to use this case to make a jurisdictional land grab, right? They want control of the crypto market, and they're using this case as a way to do that. And that is a unconstitutional way of trying to challenge, to acquire this jurisdiction of this asset class. That's really what's at play here.
So John, you're saying this is a pissing match, and this is how the SEC and the CFTC have decided to go about their business, is to just challenge this through court because our legislators are too much of fucking pussies to do it publicly.
Absolutely. Just think about the fact that you have the UK's Financial Conduct Authority. They came down and they said, look, there's three categories. There's a security token, a utility token, an exchange token. And then they applied. They even looked at XRP and said it was a hybrid token between exchange and utility token. You have Japan's Financial Authority regulator. They've done the same thing. All the United Arab Emirates, all of these countries have done that. Yet in the United States, they're sitting on their ass and they're not doing their job as elected officials. And we have basically these agencies in this power grab. I mean, think about the CFTC says Ethereum is a commodity. Gary Gensler won't say that. In fact, he says that the proof of stake merge implicated the U.S. securities laws. So you have Gensler saying everything except Bitcoin's a security. And you have the CFTC saying that Bitcoin and ETH are commodities and there are other commodities. And then you have, this while Congress just sits on their ass. And that's the problem in the United States. And we're going to continue to have vagueness. We're going to continue to have a lack of clarity until Congress does something. And we'll see what happens. Today's election day, guys. We'll see if anything changes.
Go out and vote.
We're not finding out till Thursday, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately, we'll see. But
yeah, hopefully we'll find out by Thursday.
But I do want to take time and say thank you so much, John, for coming on today.
No, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Actually looking to have you come on more often to go ahead and especially now talk about this case. And man, I just hope, honestly, I really hope Ripple wins, but you've been at the forefront fighting for the community, and you deserve everything that you get, man. You truly do deserve everything that you get, John.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Guys, it's a pleasure always.
Have a good one, John.
Thanks,
Thank you.
John. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
John's one hell of a dude. I appreciate this guy. Again, like when people ask me, hey, Dave, bring on somebody that knows securities law. I mean, I was like, yo, you know what? I want to bring on John because he's been fighting. I know he's been fighting for the last, 3 years?
Yeah.
2.5, 3 years. But I was like, yo, I'm confident in him because he's going to give us the answers that I'm looking for. He's going to give it to us. And that's what I was looking for. So,
yeah. Well, he gave us, but he also reaffirmed what we've just been saying for months at this point is that this is exactly the reason why we need to have good legislators that are willing to do their job. Not anything else. Like just do your basic job because this power grab between the SEC and the CFTC, which really this is all about the SEC trying to hold on to power because that's effectively what they've always wanted is power. It allows them to go in and to bully, to make deals, to go, all right, man, we'll help you out. But just remember, when I leave here, you give me a job. Like that's what the SEC does. I mean, the XRP judge literally wrote down like, this is like almost like prosecutory misconduct because you keep seeing everyone leave the SEC and go over and like represent one of the other companies, or they're on the SEC team, or the Ripple, the XRP team, or they're on working for another agency. It's back and forth. You good, David?
Yeah, I'm good. Keep going, bitch.
So I was appreciative that he came on and he spoke truth to power and he simply said exactly what I've been communicating to people for months is that, hey, your Congress isn't working because they don't have the gonads to just come out and take this authority away from these control freaks. And to be honest, the SEC wants to be a control freak. That's all that is. So it's like the NCAA. They want to tell you when you do wrong, but they don't want to admit when they're wrong.
11:03 a.m. on the East Coast. I think it's like what 7:03 a.m. or
8:03.
8:03 on the West. Nobody cares about the West. This is the Breakdown, episode 85, sponsored by Unstoppable Domains, along with xSPECTAR, powered by Gokhshtein Media. I want to give a big shout out to Alex who came in, holding it down. Thank you, Akil, for waking up finally this morning without the sock on your penis. Yes, we are talking about the latest news. I've been waiting to talk about the latest news in crypto, Web3, and outside of it. Thank you to John Deedon for coming on today to break down, that library ruling that came down from the SEC yesterday. Reading that language, to me, it was, I obviously agree with John. It was just like, yo, these people just do not understand.
Hold up. Hey,
What?
David, your best friend just called John Denton a lib.
Who's my best friend?
You know, that Hector guy, he called him a lib. Like, it's not a lib talking point, you piece of shit. Yeah, Hector, you're a fucking piece of shit because it's not a lib talking point. Your Congress isn't working because your SEC is a power-hungry piece of crap. Stop talking about Democrat, Republican trying to own somebody, you fucking piece of shit. Yeah, you are a piece of shit, Hector, and I'll say it to your fucking face. You are a piece of shit. All right, let's go on.
All right, we got breaking news. Breaking news coming in. Courtesy, I'm gonna give her a shout out. Jess went ahead and sent me a link just now coming out from SBF. SBF has made a statement. Hey, I have a few announcements to make. I'll read it out to you guys. I'll try my best. I don't know English. Things have come full circle, and FTX.com's first and last investors are the same. We have come to an agreement on a strategic transaction with Binance for FTX.com, pending DD, etc.
What was that?
FTX first and last, and investors are the same. We have come to an agreement on a strategic transaction with Binance for FTX.com, pending DD, etc. Hold on. Our teams are working on cleaning out the withdrawal backlog as is. This, let me read this like this, right? Hold on. So the people in the camera, I look like I'm breaking news, but I look like I'm about to enter the UFC ring. Our teams are working on cleaning out the withdrawal backlog as is. This is clear out liquidity crunches as assets will be covered one-to-one. This is one of the main reasons we've asked Binance to come in. It may take a bit to settle, etc. We apologize for that. But the important thing is that customers are protected. A huge thank you to CZ, Binance, and all of our supporters. This is am I reading this right? Am I getting this right now?
Yeah, that's what you're
Did
getting.
Binance just buy FTX, or am I reading it wrong? Hold on.
That's what it sounds like they're doing.
User-centric development that benefits the entire industry. CZ has done and will continue to do an incredible job by building out the global crypto ecosystem and creating a freer economic world. I know that there have been rumors in the media of conflict between our two exchanges. However, Binance has shown time and again that they are committed to a more decentralized global economy while working to improve industry relationships with regulatory. We are in the best hands. Note that FTX.US and Binance US, two separate companies, are not currently impacted by this. FTX.US's withdrawals are and have been live, is fully backed one-to-one and operating normally. Did I just read that? Hold on. Did I just read that FTX was bought out by Binance, or am I just? I have to reread it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read this because things have come full circle, and FTX.com first and last. Investors are the same. We have come to an agreement for a strategic transaction with Binance for FTX. A strategic transaction with Binance, like that is worded so weird.
Yeah, it's a weird. The wording's completely weird because like it could either go one way, where they didn't buy, there's a strategic partnership in place, or they have made a transaction to buy FTX. Like I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm going into the article to see what this says.
I think Binance now owns a piece of. I think they now own.
This is a user-centric development that benefits the entire industry. CZ has done and will continue to do an incredible job building out the global. Yo, I think he did just sell FTX off and all of its assets. Except
I've submitted in a question to CBF. Let's see if he answers me. But I think this is I think CZ went ahead and purchased a little bit more of a piece of FTX.
well, it says that FTX, so FTX US and Binance.US are separate companies. They did make that very clear.
No, but FTX.US and Binance.US are separate companies.
Yeah, that's what he said. He made that very clear.
FTX.com.
Yeah.
FTX.com is different. That's why I want to get clarification.
Yeah. So he made it very clear that those two companies will remain separate. But it sounds like this just said Binance.
So the market just reacted positive.
Was this bait and switch, David? Was this just a fucking bait and switch?
So the market's pumping now. So if you look at the market, somebody pull up the market. Alex, pull up the market, please, if you can. The market's now going. This is manipulation, man. And I told you,
this is bait and switch.
He bought it. Like I just said it. The language, he bought FTX. That's what it sounds like.
I am lost for words.
That's it. CZ has come out to state that this afternoon, FTX asked for our help. There's a significant liquidity crunch. To protect users, we signed a non-binding LOI intending to fully acquire FTX.com and help cover the liquidity crunch. We'll be conducting a full DD in the coming days.
Wow.
Yo, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you what happened right now. I'm going to break it down in layman's terms for everybody.
Oh, B&B's about to go fucking off.
Hold on. Let me just finish this, all right? There is a lot to cover and will take some time. This is a highly dynamic situation, and we are assessing the situation in real time. Binance has this discretion to pull out from the deal at any time. We expect FTT to be highly volatile in the coming days as things develop. I'm going to tell you right now. What happened. This is 100%. Hold on one second. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened from a business standpoint.
Did it kill Rug?
You want to know what happened?
Hold up.
I'm going to tell you what happened. CZ, and there's no disrespect to CZ, so hopefully he doesn't take this as a shot, but CZ brought FTX to their knees. This was a business move. CZ brought FTX to its knees.
Yo, this is wild.
If CZ did not go ahead and do what he did, FTX would not be in the position that it's in. CZ, and again, this is no disrespect, so fanboys don't get upset. Don't get upset when I say this, but he brought SBF and FTX to its knees because he was in a position to do so.
Well, hold on. Does he now take over like Voyager's assets as well?
He takes over Voyager. He takes over FTX.
Oh.
He is now what we were thinking that SBF would be. And he is now the Warren Buffett of the crypto space.
Jesus.
He made SBF and everybody else bend a knee because he invested correctly. He was in, he brought them down. And he has the money and the liquidity to go ahead and save everybody. He bought BlockFi, he bought Voyager, he just bought everybody and their mama and your grandmother. Call your grandmother, make sure she's safe. Make sure you let your grandma know that she just went from FTX to Binance. CZ CZ pulled out his cock that looks bigger than Vitalik's.
Yo,
he pulled out.
Now he sits upon the Iron Throne. Now there
is nobody that will be able to go ahead and checkmate CZ. And you know what? I'm gonna say this. Hopefully, this is recorded. It is. Hopefully, CZ within the next 6 to 12 months will go ahead and buy Coinbase. Mark it down right now. Coinbase will be a property of Binance 6 to 12 months from now. Nobody. And I don't even think he's going to stop there. If Hublue is up for sale, he's taking that. If KuCoin is up for sale, he's probably going to take that also. CZ just put the second biggest player to him on their knees.
Oh, absolutely.
It was calculated. He was Think about it. CZ was quiet about this. CZ was quiet about this shit.
He put out one tweet yesterday.
One tweet to destroy them, and then to take them.
I mean, and he had Sam not only bent the knee, but Sam has literally like thanked him. This is like JD Vance kissing Trump's ass.
Wow.
100%, man.
What
It's like, yeah, I don't know. Well, then it's like, hey, will you come support me now? Like Sam just literally turned around and said, please, sir, can I have another?
Yo, change the title up, Alex. Change the title to CZ buys FTX.
Yeah.
Being that I'm in business, obviously, right? I can respect this move. I didn't like both of them today when I came on. Yesterday, I made tweets about this today. I was really disappointed with everything that was happening because it was complete listening and reading the shit that was on Twitter, social media, disgusting. From a business standpoint, putting those feelings aside, I'm going to be repetitive here, but CZ made SBF bend the knee. Like with that move yesterday, he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing here when he did it. And I'm sure the people that are surrounding CZ knew exactly how to go ahead and set this up. And they set it up. And don't think that this all of a sudden CZ just went ahead and put this out yesterday because he just thought of it as a brilliant idea. No. This had to be in the works for weeks upon weeks to finally go ahead and execute it yesterday. This was, if you guys want to be entrepreneurs, the shit that you put into your bios, even though you're not entrepreneurs and you're not business people, sit back and learn this. This man silently, he didn't go out on Twitter. He didn't talk shit. He just, laid it out within weeks. Akil, this must have been 2 months, 3 months. He planned this out. He was playing 4D chess here. 4D chess here. That's how you execute. I don't like what happened. I still don't like what happened. I still don't like what happened yesterday with the markets, especially when the vibe is good. Now people are going to think about, oh shit, the market's manipulation. Guys, being that CZ just bought FTX, I'm going to say this. Yes, there is market manipulation, no doubt about it. But CZ, I am sure this was all strategically planned out to go and take over FTX. And now you know who he owns? He owns Steph Curry. He owns Tom Brady. Yo, think about that. All the motherfuckers are on the roster now. Every single one of those son of a bitches are on the roster. Tom Brady's ass is owned by CZ. CZ owns Tom Brady. CZ owns Steph Curry. Who else is on that goddamn staff? What other sports players?
I have no idea. All I know is that this is, I can't believe, you know what, David, this is actually pretty cool because now we not only break it, but like we broke it live. And this is bigger than the ETH merger. I'm going to say that.
I'll say this. This is bigger than anything that's ever happened in crypto.
This is bigger than the merger because this is business. And unfortunately, we have a lot of people out there who don't understand this business.
They don't understand business in general.
Yeah, they don't. They're like, what is this? And they were talking about like, why is Akil talking about stadiums and stuff? Because that's how the common man understands crypto. That's how they brought in is because of stadiums, because of naming rights, and these aren't just
Binance
small.
Owns the empires. Binance owns all the empires that call strikes and balls. I was about to say something. I held back.
That's the first time you've done that.
I can't believe I held back on that one, but I'm gonna get it back anyway. Because I want to be serious about this. You have Binance CZ now basically owns the naming rights to the Miami Heat's arena.
Yep.
Yo, think about yesterday, no doubt about it. I was fucking angry at CZ and fucking CBF fucking going at it. I was angry that the market fucking obviously, you know what? Billionaires and millionaires in this, millionaires and billionaires have money in this space, so they can care less about all this shit, right? They don't care about all this shit. They don't. But it's the people that are trying to get that generational wealth. It's the people that I feel bad for because they were the ones who were affected by this. But from a business standpoint, it's the same way that I'm going to go ahead and own Cointelegraph and CoinDesk in the next 6 to 12 months. It's strategic. It's a business play. CZ went ahead and put his dick out there. And you know what? Honestly, I still love Vitalik, but this is a bigger dick play here. This is a bigger dick play. This is bigger.
This is massive, and it's scary. It's scary how big this is because I don't understand. If you don't understand the layman person that sits at home and doesn't, that they're not into all of your hash rates and all that. This is one individual who made it perfectly clear that he is staying out of the U.S. regulatory arms because he said Binance.us and FTX.us are going to be different companies. That means the government here in the United States can't go after him for effectively owning a monopoly.
Yo, somebody just sent me this. Shout out to Jess. Jess sent me a meme. You know how Elon Musk walked into the headquarters of Twitter? Yeah, CZ walking up in fucking FTX's headquarters, like with the kitchen sink, like, what up? Yo, this is a move. This is one of those moves that, like, I can see, like, Elon Musk pulling off because that's how he is, though. Like, he's a businessman and he knows what the fuck he's doing. CZ, man.
Damn, well, CZ's in on, he invested in Twitter he invested in Twitter with him.
Yo, so check this out.
Which I've always said, I trust CZ's humanity far more than Elon's.
And shout out to 1-1. I don't know, like Uno One, a Harmony guy, I guess. But for that meme that he did. But yo, think about this. CZ has now. This is what happened yesterday. So check this out for real. Think about this. I want you guys. Now I'm gonna educate you guys on what happened. The $500 million that Binance invested into Twitter, well, they got that back yesterday, and now they got FTX along with that. Yo, that is fucking, that is gangster, bro. Yo, somebody got to make a meme with fucking CZ smoking a fucking joint with those fucking glasses.
You know what? In honor of CZ, this one's for you, brother.
Fuck, I gotta fucking hide. He might end up buying Gokhshtein Media, bro. Fuck this. Yo, hide your shit, hide your assets, hide everything, bro. I'm not a CZ. I am definitely not a CZ dick rider, but I am definitely not one of those people. I give people credit what credit is due. I think he's built a phenomenal company. I think as a CEO, if anybody wants to learn how to be a CEO, look at what he did in 2017 as he built Binance from nothing. Literally, he shook hands with everybody in the crypto space, and he built Binance by himself on his back, building it.
And his mother still thinks he's an idiot. That's the funny part. She's like, what are you doing with this fake money? Why didn't you become a doctor, son? Is what she said to him.
I mean, this ultimately with the FTX purchase, I really don't see any other exchange out there that besides Coinbase. I think he goes after Coinbase next. What's next after FTX? I think it's Coinbase. I think he'll probably purchase. I've been saying this for months. I think Coinbase is in trouble. I really do think that Coinbase is in trouble, and I think Binance, CZ buys the legacy platform. Who would not want to have Coinbase under their umbrella? I think that's what he's going to do. You know what? Some of the best, you might not like them, but some of the best business moves have been like, look at Facebook. Facebook couldn't build a WhatsApp and an Instagram, so they bought it. You know, Google could never go ahead and build a YouTube, so they bought it.
Mm-hmm.
And now CZ wants to go ahead and rule the crypto space. Okay. He's buying out his competitors.
Yeah. I mean, this is well, if you've never seen The Men Who Built America, I recommend it. It's a great it's a reenactment kind of documentary thing on some of the greatest robber barons of the era, and they call them robber barons. But if you look at kind of how they were operating, it was, well, fine, we'll just buy up our competition at pennies on the dollar, create the industry in our own eyes. This is what's happening, and you know what? Like I said before, I trust CZ's humanity far more than anyone else's. But I am kind of odd that Sam put himself in this position. I don't know what will. This is very confusing, because why would Sam put himself in a position where, maybe 24 months ago, he was sitting on hundreds of billions of dollars, and now he's getting bailed out after spending hundreds of billions of dollars, or a couple of $billion to save a bunch of other industry folks and companies. I mean, this is,
I'll say Dow
there's
Chemist
something
makes
there.
a point, and I was thinking about this also. So check this out real quick. I'm a right through all this. BNB, not financial advice. I'm going to get myself a fucking bag of that shit, because that, I don't know. I have a feeling BNB is going to fucking go through the fucking roof. Second, I agree with Dow Chemist. He sent me a DM, and I totally agree with this, because I was thinking about this. Regulators are not going to allow him, or they're going to go ahead and really come after him, because now he's going to essentially fucking own the market.
But you can't. He prevented that. The U.S. regulators cannot touch him. He prevented it by
You're not
keeping
listening to what I'm saying.
Binance and FTX
You're
two
not
separate
listening.
companies.
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. FTX.us, Binance.us are separate companies.
Yeah.
Binance is purchasing FTX.com. Two different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got two different companies going.
No, all I'm saying is this now become. Nobody uses FTX.us. Come on, stop it. Nobody's using that.
All I'm saying is he still has two different companies, and so under that auspice, it's like, hey, I got those aren't companies that work together.
I get it. I get it.
The U.S. is out of it. Yeah,
but CZ now has a monopoly. He now has a monopoly on the industry.
Yeah, except in the U.S. That's where he doesn't have to worry about it.
But forget about the U.S. We're talking about the crypto industry.
Yeah, I get it, and I'm super excited right now.
You could only be super excited if you got BNB, because anybody who's holding BNB, you should be fucking jumping up and down. This is the next Ethereum. How many weeks ago? Hold on. Weeks ago, look at my Twitter feed. Before this all happened, I said BNB looks like it's set up to potentially run like Ethereum, if they can go ahead and produce the technology and get it all right. Look at my tweet, search it up. It happened like a week or two ago. I wrote that because I did my research and I said it. I was like, yo, it looks so familiar, because I ran it back to the day when Ethereum came out. With these events, I'm going to say it's impossible for it not to go ahead and turn out to be that way. It's just going to be impossible for it not to be huge within this space.
Well, I hope CZ still has his VV app and his OMI.
And by the way, guys, don't cry for SBF. This dude has
Yeah,
billions of dollars.
yeah,
He's
he's
good.
fine.
He's
Yeah.
good. You know what? SBF made the right decision. And you know what? Respect to him as long as everything's good on the books, because obviously CZ stated that they got to do the due diligence to make sure that everything doesn't look like a Celsius, right? If everything looks good, then you know what? This is what you. Hey, DeFi Daniel, relax, man. Before I go ahead and bring out the wig picture. But if everything goes well, SBF did the right thing because he knew there was a problem. He gave it up, and he didn't destroy the crypto industry. So now he gets, because everybody has SBF marked as a bad guy. He's the bad guy. He's the bad guy, right? Well, now he gets to leave as the good guy, right? Hey, I didn't go ahead and do a Luna, right? I didn't do a Luna here. I didn't crash markets. I didn't put people in horrible positions. I gave it away to Binance because Binance had the liquidity. CZ has the structure, and they went ahead and, we met in the middle, and I helped save the state, or at least give it to a person who could, right? So now CZ is the hero, and as well as CBF, because you can't look at CBF in a bad way now.
No,
Because
you
he could have CBF could have went ahead and made all this shit go down, and he still leaves with billions of dollars. Just remember that. He still leaves with billions of dollars. Now, as for Solana, also, hold on. Solana is now owned by CZ. Technically, if you want to, not technically, but if you want to play with words, I think you could say that Solana, CZ now owns that bitch. I'm just
This
wondering. Yo, listen,
is huge. Huge.
they're crazy, bro. And I'm out here, I'm freezing because I got my office being redone. It's gonna be dope as shit. I wish I was reporting in it, but I'm out here, you know what I'm saying? Cold as fuck. It's 45 degrees or some shit like that. My nipples hard. Out here in the Gokhshtein Media, limited sweater. All you guys ordering from the website, those aren't limited. These are limited. We only give it out once a month or some shit like that. But yo, this news, I'm hyped. I came out here and wanted to motherfucker everybody, and I was ready to motherfucker everybody. I was ready to motherfucker everybody. Do not think I was not ready to motherfucker a CZ or a fucking SBF. Everybody was going to get it. Everybody. But there's no need now. I'm sitting back.
Insane.
I'm just sitting back. Honestly, I'm taking it in right now. I'm taking it in that CZ and his advisors, his little crew, that circle went in and just destroyed. Not destroyed. This is if anybody watches Game of Thrones, this was
this is the grandmother. Tell that bitch.
Yeah, this is the
tell him it was me.
Yeah, this is the grandmother. This is the grandmother.
Just like, tell her it was me. Ah, man.
Yo. Oh, my Lord.
Oh.
Yo. I'm telling you right now. This is CZ, bro.
What are you doing? Get that thing down. You are wild.
He's blowing them all away, bro.
Yo. Wow. The global implementations of this are quite astronomical. Like I don't care who you are, where you're from. This man has traveled all over the world. He has been. Think about this. CZ has been meeting with everyday consumers. I want you to recognize this. He has been meeting with everyday consumers. We've had members of our team here at Gokhshtein Media that were invited to those meetings. He's meeting with everyday consumers. And he strategically built a plan by doing that.
Yo,
Not by sitting in with hedge funds. He
but
just
hold on,
strategically met with people.
Akil, think back at the moves. Hold on, let's think back at the timeline. This is how people get smart. This is how you can be smart and maybe participate in generational wealth. This man every day was telling you guys and us that he is here today and that he's here today and I'm in this country today and I'm meeting with this ambassador today and I'm getting here in Dubai and here's Dubai and then yo, I'm telling you, the plan was already set. The plan was already set out to go ahead and bring Sam to his knees. He was flying on a the Game of Thrones, right? He was in like Dragonstone, right? So CZ is in Dragonstone and he's coming to King's Landing. But as he's flying to King's Landing, he's meeting with all these people, right? So he's riding the fucking dragon. He's meeting with everybody, and it's slowly coming. I'm coming, boy. And you know what? Fucking Sam is sitting there on the Iron Throne just fucking drinking wine. He's not noticing this. He has absolutely no clue what's happening. No clue. He's just sipping on that wine that they're feeding him. His hand. Who is CBF's hand? SBF, excuse me. Where was his hand at? His hand ran away. Ain't nobody telling him. Ain't no Ravens coming home with any notes for this motherfucker.
He had Littlefinger as his hand.
Here comes CZ. Here it goes. CZ flew on the fucking dragon. Went harder.
Oh my goodness.
CZ is about to acquire your grandmother, your grandfather, your sister. Hide your wife, hide your husband, hide everybody. CZ's coming on that dragon. He is coming on that dragon. He's gonna buy China. CZ's gonna buy China next.
Yo, and you know they don't want him around. They don't want him at all.
CZ
and by the way,
China. He's gonna buy Fiji and all its independent islands. CZ's buying everything.
CZ is from a real communist nation that has limited free speech. He does not always agree with Elon Musk, but he also believes that the people need to have platforms to use. And right now, CZ will have all the money.
Guys, when you see CZ in person,
actually, hold on. I need to tell our guy in the background, Alex, I need you to go ahead and Google where CZ's originally from. Just so that you understand that his plight of being a Canadian now isn't where he started. So just recognize that he was an immigrant.
Oh my God. And your boy Do Kwon has come out with a meme where SBF is bending his knee to CZ. Yo, Do Kwon, first of all, shut the fuck up. You ruined everything in this goddamn space. You little immature brat. You have no say in here, okay? So shut the fuck up. You ain't got a dragon to fly around in, okay? You ride around in a donkey. Just shut up. Nobody want to hear from you.
He's actually in the cargo hold of a ship because he keeps getting around Europe, and his passport's suspended.
Fucking Do Kwon wants to go ahead and say shit and fucking tweet. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Right now, this is about CZ. It ain't about no Do Kwon. You're fucking named Do Kwon. Your parents fucking stubbed their toe on the fucking bed when you were fucking coming out. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear from you. Right now, this is CZ hour. This is CZ doing the ultimate fucking play. We've gone all overtime in this bitch. I never go overtime. I'm freezing as hell and I'm overtime. Overtime. This is overtime. No, you know what? I'm not even being sensational either. Like, this is a fucking epic event. This is better than the fucking finish the fucking Game of Thrones. This is how Game of Thrones should have finished. The last season of Game of Thrones should have finished this way. If anybody's watched Game of Thrones, I'm a hardcore Game of Thrones guy, House of Dragons. I'm all in it. If anybody's watched the last season of Game of Thrones, this was the original ending. Okay? CZ flying on a fucking dragon and destroying the house of FTX. Okay? King's Landing. Gone. Gone. Fucking, you got, and Do Kwon should be like what's her name? Fucking the one that was walking through the streets. Shame.
Oh, Daenerys. No, is that
No, it
Daenerys?
wasn't Daenerys. It was the fucking the queen at the time. Shame. How dare you not believe in CZ? Yo, seriously, from a business standpoint, I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna be really repetitive here today. From a business standpoint, this was a monster move. This was like putting your balls on somebody's face.
Cersei's Lannister.
Serious Lannister walking in the streets naked, butt naked. That's Do Kwon. Shame. Yo, honestly, this has been the most epic bear market I've ever lived through. This bear market has been savage.
But David, I think you and I mean, you said this before. I concur with it, is that this isn't like the other bear markets, though. This has been a bear market that has been actually working with these are now institutional investors at this point. Like, that's the difference, I think, is that institutional investors are now here. And so you haven't seen the large plummets overnight that you saw before. Sorry. People are sending me text messages.
Man, get ready for my tweets. That's all I can say. Get ready for my tweets because I am going to be on a Twitter storm today, boy. Oh my God. Like, I am, yo, at least 400 tweets are going out today. 400, 500 tweets. Minimum. At minimum. And if you're following me on notifications, you can turn them off. Cough. Notifications can be turned off. Unfollow button might be your best friend. I'm going all out.
So now the question becomes, David, who's the smartest man in crypto?
The smartest man in crypto is CZ or whoever is the hand of CZ, because this was masterful. I mean, I didn't even think for a second that Binance would buy FTX. I wasn't even thinking like this. Yo, right now, by the way, every fucking maxi right now, every fucking Bitcoin maxi is fucking having a seizure. Every single one of these motherfucking maxis are having a seizure. They're fucking crying. They can't believe it. Oh.
All right, so David's camera almost just got blown over by the wind. I think that's David. Is all right? Yo, his camera almost got blown over by the wind, I think. All right, so wow. All right. I went back, pulled up a little bit of information. There are a lot of folks in the ecosystem of Binance. Over 170, list of 1,600 different employees all over the world. This is, and I just, you know what? I just kind of want to say, whoever put this operation together is by far one of the smartest humans ever. This was well played. It was well thought out. This is not like traditional market manipulation. This is full stop the biggest thing to happen in the crypto industry since the founding of Bitcoin. I'm calling it. It is what it is. Yeah, David is gonna sound hurt because I think that was like a $1,200 camera, and nobody likes this. I keep telling David, you need to get yourself a dude who will sell you things off the back of a truck. Just saying, not hating, just saying. It is now 11:46 on the East Coast, 8:46 here on the West Coast. You've been watching The Breakdown, episode 45. We brought you live on camera the breaking news. Binance CZ has purchased a letter of intent, the LOI, the letter of intent to purchase in principle FTX. This here, folks, is major news. The news of the day. You're going to see David tweeting about this. You will see Alex tweeting about this. You will see our team talking about this till we're blue in the face.
Yo, you hear
What's
me?
up, David? Yeah, I can hear you.
My camera, bro. Fuck the win. Fuck Best Buy. Fuck the Geek Squad. Yo, I hate everybody. I'll be back. I gotta get a fucking lens.
David lost a $1,200 lens today, folks. So with that, David, do you want to just wrap it up?
Yo, there's some fucked up shit, man. Yo, I'm fucking yo, this is SBF coming back at me and shit. Yo, SBF, it's not my fault, man. It's not my fault. Yo, I can't believe I broke my fucking lens. It's fucked up. It's fucked up shit. Fucking Leo, shut up. It's fucked up. Oh my goodness. Fucking cameras like, yo, not operational fucking lens. That's fucking great. Jesus Christ. I couldn't save it in time. I tried to hop over this shit. I almost tore my ACL and fucking MCL, bro.
I know. I thought you actually caught it, David, though.
Nah, I almost did. Almost doesn't count, though.
Almost doesn't count, except in horseshoes and tiddlywinks.
Well, it's 11:48 a.m. on the East Coast, 7:48 on the West. You've tuned into The Breakdown, episode 85, sponsored by Unstoppable Domains and xSPECTAR, powered by Gokhshtein Media, your number one news source, not those other jabronis. I don't know why you listen. Yo, fuck everybody else. We run shit. I'm fucking coming in on a dragon soon. Trust me. I'm letting you guys know right now. 6 to 12 months, I own those fucking media companies.
Well, in 6 to 12 months, I hope you do. This is what we call job security, folks. But at that point, I probably won't need it because CZ and the CEO of Omi, the Vivi Ecomi, they happen to be friends. So here's hoping for good things for Omi too. CZ, I love you. Thank you for following me. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for what you do for humanity, because I do trust that you will do what's right because you have put in the work to meet with the people right where they're at. You have gone to their home countries.
Oh, stop kissing ass. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Whoa. Don't get jealous because CZ and I have something special. We have something special.
You got his balls in your mouth. Oh my God. You are
disgusting. You know what, David? On these, I'll suck on those salty chocolate balls. Yeah.
Oh my.
Just like Chef said, because CZ is gonna do. I believe that CZ will do what's right. I do. I have faith. I don't have 100% proof, and that's what faith is. It's belief without proof. So when you have faith, you believe something without the proof. But CZ is definitely proving to the world he's got some chutzpah. You know what I mean? He's got some chutzpah. You know what I mean? Let's throw a little Yiddish in there.
I will let. On that note, we will end the show. I want to just thank everybody for tuning in. We're gonna get back to this tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about this tomorrow. We'll talk about this acquisition. I really want to write down a lot of this shit and then present it the way I see it happen. Shit, this is big for the industry. Stay tuned to my 500 tweets. They're coming. 500 tweets. Y'all better turn notifications off, or you can keep it on. But we'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have a new camera so I can go ahead and fucking be out here and talk my talk. Thank you, Alex, for going ahead and stepping in. Appreciate you, bro. And thank you, Akil, for trying, or at least coming and showing up once in a while. That's nice of you. Episode 85. I'll leave you with Mr. XRP, but on my side, I'm out.
Get out of here.
That's why you don't FUD. This is why you do not FUD CZ, my brother. You know, the ghost of Dokwa entered your camera, and this is what happened. So, David, we look
By the way,
forward to
turn
you.
on spaces if you want to be heard. I muted myself.
Okay, well, we ending this. Maybe Akil can turn on the space. You know, for me, I do not know what that means. You know, I am just here. I'm Mr. XRP. You know, so appreciate everybody joining us. I think this is a very bullish update, and we will continue to monitor the situation to see. You know, I think this is very exciting. You know, this is a hallmark moment. Rocky says, let's fucking go. Yes, let's fucking go. Laughing my ass off, David. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Hector. I know Hector loves his BSV. 3 Arrow Capital has tweeted. Okay, we will take a look. And we went a little bit over, but I'm very excited about this. I think that take it all seriousness, good shit. I CZ gangster, freaking gangster.
Let's fucking
LFG
go.
Gangster move. Just keep an eye out for like the Godfather memes and Tony Montana memes that are gonna come. Say hello to my little friend. He's just shooting out with them BMBs coming out.
I think on this one, there's only one way to end my day.
How are we gonna end this?
And I think there's only one way that I'm going to be able to end my day, and it's going to be truly about looking at this holistically and just really getting into it and saying,
You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know?
You've watched the breakdown, episode number 85. CZ has now taken the Iron Throne by force. Have a great day and an even better tomorrow.